Yeah, how are you, boss? This is, first of all, thank you very much, SP. This is my first podcast, the first episode.
Man, it's a pleasure, man, to have
Uh,
first pod, man.
Thank you, thank you. I was thinking about you. It's like a reverse podcast, bro, because you invited me first. We had such a great time. And then, it's my turn, and I was thinking about you. You were a kind of inspiration for me, bro. So I said to myself, and a lot of people say, yeah, do your podcast. Yeah, let's do it. And I'm ready now, because after jail, I had to sort out a lot of shit like you did also.
Yeah.
And we're going to go through it. So, brother, thank you very much, first of all. Welcome on the DHK show. And that's the name. And I want to talk with you about it. We are friends. We are brothers. We have a good relationship. We didn't talk very much. We didn't hang out too much together, but we had this link and this connection. We understand each other. So first of all, I would like, brother, to introduce yourself, because maybe people don't know you. To introduce yourself, where you come from, and then we go through what you've done, because it was very inspiring what you've done in prison back in the days, and what you built what you created after. Getting free. You understand what I mean? So voila.
Yeah. So yeah, I'm SP. I run Delinquent Nation. I started that podcast. Well, I started the whole channel in prison. I'm from Tottenham, England, London.
Gangster place.
Yeah. Goes down, man. Goes down. But yeah, moved out of there now, though. I'm in the suburbs now, man.
That's better. That's better for the family.
For the family, But yeah, I grew up in Tottenham. Background is.
Do you mind if you put the two AirPods on your ears, or you only have one, bro? If
the other one doesn't work,
Ah, ok. Ça marche ou pas, frérot? C'est pas. Yeah, because we don't hear you very much, bro. That's the problem. Il le fait avec ou sans?
Non, sans ça, trop gay. Mais alors, en vrai, ça marche.
Ouais, il marche pas. The other one don't work, I told him.
The other one doesn't work. Hold on. Let me try this here. 1 second.
Yeah, okay. You see, this is the technical problems that we can have, when we do things like this, like very roots, because I'm starting like you, brother. I'm starting like you with I'm gonna show you with few stuff, like crafty. So yeah, it's not easy, but you are very well prepared. You have the studio.
Okay. And yeah, so I've got that ready whenever, man.
Yeah, it's good. We're gonna come and do some stuff there.
100%.
Yeah, that's nice. Right? Okay.
Take off the bleach. So what I'm gonna do is take off my headphone.
Okay.
And see if it works that way, maybe. Hold on.
Okay. Ok, oui.
Il faut qu'il garde les S qu'on a.
Yeah. Ah, il va les garder. Je vais lui dire. Yeah, because because otherwise, okay. He told me keep the headphones, otherwise we're not gonna hear it. It's gonna be like double. You're gonna sound. We're gonna hear your voice two times. I don't know how to say it in English.
Does that sound any better?
Est-ce que c'est mieux comme ça?
Ouais.
Yeah, that sounds better. He told me.
That's really...
Yeah.
It's like...
No. Yeah. That sounds much better. He told me. No.
So... Much better, yeah.
Yeah, much better. C'est mieux, Polo? Yes, he tells me it's good. Fantastic, brother. So yes, you're from Tottenham. Yeah.
From Tottenham, London. Born in England. My family's from Jamaica and Mexico. Yeah, man. Yeah, Jamaica, Mexico.
Wow. Yeah, crazy mix, man. That's very rare. But it's not too far, Jamaica and Mexico. So it's
I know, yeah. No, but yeah, it's true. You don't really hear much people with that mix.
Yeah, it's true. So it makes you very special in some ways, brother. Especially in the gangster life that you had before,
Yeah.
Using what?
Got it in the genes, man.
Yeah, exactly. It's in the genes, you know. Go and get what you want, you know, and make it happen.
Come on, bro.
So yes, brother. So we knew each other because also when you contacted me, remember we've been in talk for a long time ago, and you told me that you've been in prison in England for armed robbery. So we didn't talk that much about it, but we would like to know what was exactly why you've been in prison, you know. And how old were you? Because you were quite young at this time.
I was when I went away for the armed robbery, I was 24 years old. I got a 10-year sentence. But basically it goes back because it's quite yeah, so it goes back. So I started I used to sell a load of drugs. I never did armed robberies at first.
Okay.
Started off selling drugs. Outside we had a spot, you know, like a spot where
A corner. Yeah.
I had a corner where I used to where I used to sell my drugs and that was when I was
What
young,
drug?
like, you know,
What drugs?
starting with weed, you know,
Yeah.
just a bit of weed.
The basics.
Basics, you know. I was 15, 16, you know, young ages. Everyone used to buy weed on this corner, so I would just go there and sell my weed there. And then, but it was right outside of a bookies, you know. I don't know what you guys would call it. Do you know what book? You know?
Yeah, of course. Yeah, where you do the betting and all these things. Yeah.
Yeah. Where you do your betting. So I used to see the older guys go in there, have like stacks of money, bro. And I used to think, yeah, man, I need to go get some of that money, kind of thing. So I used to, as a young boy, you know, I was 16, going into the bookies, winning loads of money. You know, I was winning some good money. Like back then, I was winning good money, man. I used to play roulette, do like a bit of betting. I win some, lose some, you know.
Yeah.
And then I started selling Class A drugs. I had this a spot where I used to sell it outside of London. Started off a business.
But may I ask you something? You know, when you say you had a spot, it was a spot already that you created it, or it's an old spot that you had to take over, or maybe it was owned. You know, it's owned by some families or by some other gang. You know, it's not easy, man, bro. Uh-huh.
Yeah, that's a good question, bro. That's a very good question.
Yeah, we know that, you know.
So basically, how it started was I was a young boy. I was working for someone else, one of the older guys in Tottenham. I was working for him, and then he said, do it for a week. I think he said you get £700 for the week, £100 a day.
Very good.
And then, you know, when you're 16 and that, it's good money, you know.
Of course.
And so I went there, and then after 1 week, he was like, what did he say? He was like, oh yeah, do 1 more week, you know, do 1 more week and then I'll pay you. And I was like, nah, fuck that. Also, at the same time, can I swear? I can swear, innit?
Yeah, of course you swear, man. We fucking swear here, man, on this class. You know me, I'm like this too.
So yeah, he told me next week. So I knew what he was doing. I knew he was just trying to use me, you know.
Yeah.
And at the same time, the house was getting raided by police. So one time the house got raided, and I had got out of the house, come out, ran away, went to another user's house, someone that uses drugs. I went to his house, and I was like, "Get me out of here," kind of thing. He took me to the closest town to where I was selling, but I still had the guy's drugs. I still had his money. So then when I went there, it was a very small town. It had like, the police station closed at 7. There was about 20 to 30 users, 25, maybe 30 users. It wasn't a lot of people. But there was nobody selling there, if that makes sense. Nobody controlled it. The only person selling there was a woman who used to use drugs herself, but she would sell some, use some, sell some, use some. And she used to travel all the way to the other city just to get drugs. So me, I was using my head. I was like, okay, I'm going to start selling these drugs that this guy got, that I got off this guy, the guy I was working for, I sold them all to the people in the town, started getting everyone's numbers. And then, yeah, the guy was calling me. I took all his drugs, I took all his money, and then I went back to Tottenham and bought more drugs. And then I came back, and then, you know, voila, that was me. I had it after that, and then I started doing well, making like maybe £3,000 a day.
That's really good.
Good money, you know. In profit, it was around £700 a day. After you pay, like, so after I got a worker, I had someone working for me, I had a driver. So after you pay everyone and the reload, I was making 700 profit a day. But in total, the line will do £3,000 a day.
As a teenager, it's a big money. As a teenager, it's a big money.
Yeah, it was good money, man. But at the same time, I'm making this money, I'm gambling, you know, very badly, bro. Very badly gambling.
That's a vice.
Yeah, losing loads of money. And then one day, bro, I lost 10 grand in one day. In just a bookies, not a casino, nothing like that, just a bookies. I lost 10 grand in one day. And then I was like, fuck, like I've lost so much money. So then from there, I went to where I used to sell my drugs. The bookies over there, they don't have no protection, no, you know, you can just go over the shelf, you know.
Yeah. May I tell you something, brother? This pattern, this story that you're going to tell us, it's a pattern, you know, because it happens also for me, for people here also, when they go to, not the legit bookies, but sometimes, you know, it's not a legit bookies, and then you lose all your money to him. I say, okay, I'm going to get it back.
Yeah, exactly. Bro. Exactly. Yeah. So, yeah, man, I was like, yeah, I'm getting my money back, because I felt like the bookies were robbing me. So I was like, yeah, I'm going to rob the bookies. So the first time I went to do one, I can't lie, I was nervous. I was young, you know. I only just took just a knife, you know. I didn't take like a gun or nothing like that. But I was very young, and I was just thinking, I'm just gonna do it. I've already been there before. I saw where the safe is. It's only a key in the safe. It was like, I knew I can do it, but you just had to, you know, find the balls to do it. So yeah, I did it. I was in and out in 30 seconds. I got my money back plus more, you know. And then that's the first time I ever did one. And then...
And how? Sorry, brother, because, you know, I know that in England, you know, there's a lot of knife crimes. So you know how to play with the knife. And then guess when he saw you with the knife, you know, like, yeah, I want that money. Like he got really, really scared. And he opened all the safes for you, I guess.
No, I opened it, bro.
You opened it.
I took it out. He went, put his hands up.
Yeah.
Right there. Went over. He opened the till. I took the till. The safe had the key in it. The safe is always... This place, I knew it before. The safe has always got the key in it. So I just opened it and took whatever is in it. I didn't even know how much was in there. But in the end, it turned out to be a lot of money, man, you know. More than I'd lost. So yeah, I made that money back. Carried on selling drugs. At the same time, I was selling weed in Tottenham. So I had like I had loads of things running at the same time.
Yeah.
I was doing very well. And then, yeah, eventually,
Yeah.
about three or four, sorry, go on.
No, sorry, brother, because it's important, because, you know, at a young age, and when you start to make money, you know, you start to shine and people look at you. And sometimes in your neighborhood, you know, they have the jealous people, even though they're friends of yours, you know. Can you hear me, bro?
Sorry, one second.
Okay.
Call's coming through.
No problem. Go on.
Sorry. Yeah, sorry.
Yeah, I was saying, you know, because as a teenager, as a young lad, you know, you're shining, you make some business, you're running every day, you don't have time to talk to with other people. So there's the jealous people also. They try to fuck you up sometimes, even people closest to you. Did it happen to you when you were young?
Kind of, yeah, because, so bro, I've always been like, you know, when I was younger, bro, and I started to make money and, you know, I started understanding about this life, yeah. I didn't go parties. I didn't really care too much about girls. I was just wanting to make money, bro. Do you know what I'm saying? So a lot of my friends, I hadn't been around a lot of my friends anyways, you know. But one time when I went to prison, I said to one of my friends that was working for me, and when I say working for me, I don't treat you like you're beneath me.
Yeah, yeah. I understand what you mean. I understand. You're a good manager. It's a manager.
Yeah.
Managing people, bro.
Exactly. So I was doing that, and I was letting them take a fair share, you know. But I was not in the picture, you know. I was hands off.
Yeah.
And then this guy, I said to him, if anything was to happen, and I was ever to go to prison, look after the spot where it is, the area, and just give me £500 a week. I'm happy with that. I've been in prison. Give me £500 a week. Long story short, bro, I went to prison, and he took everything, you know. And then we had a bit of madness after that. But then that happened. You know, sometimes you think you can trust people.
Yeah.
And
they try to fuck you up. Yeah. And in this business, we cannot trust no one.
Yeah, trust nobody, man. Just trust yourself, man.
Exactly. And your mom. It's true. Yeah, it's true.
Pause 1 second, yeah?
Yeah, no problem.
Yeah, editor to edit this out.
Yeah. No, I'm not going to even edit it, bro. I leave everything like it is, man. You know, it's natural. You know? Yeah. That we play roots.
My phone, always ringing, man.
SP, so you're you're like a kind of Chicanos.
What's that?
And the Chicanos, you know, those Mexican, the Chicanos from LA, you know, all these Chicanos, La Mano Negra, you know, La Mano Negra is the Mexican mafia, you know, the Chicanos, so you have this in your blood, man, you know what? And you're sorry, I don't say that, but you remember we were talking about the big guys, the skinny guys. I guess you were that skinny guys that no one wants to fuck with. I'll get in trouble with you, you know? Because you don't use your fist.
Exactly, you know. And that's something as well, because I think, you know, with skinny people, you gotta be wary about them, you know.
Yeah.
So, you know.
Yeah, but it's been yeah, I know.
You know what I'm saying.
I can understand what you're saying, bro.
Yeah. You gotta be wary, because they got what's the word? Make it even. You know what I'm saying?
It's true. So yes, brother. So yes, you had this life. You started very young. You had this value of money. You were managing a business, you know, with few spots. When it's very important to say that, because this is the life, the street life. When your spot is running, you know, because it happened also in France, did you have like other gang, you know, that want to take your spot, or also those guys that rob drug dealers, for example, that no one like those guys, to be honest.
Yeah.
You know, so it happened to you, this type of story, bro?
Of course, naturally, and you have to accept that when you come into the when you're doing these types of things, you accept that. But so where I was, like, I remember I told you when I first went there was nobody there. There was just a woman selling. But after a while, other people was coming there, and it was like, for example, I was making £3,000 a day to 2,500, 3,000 a day. Then it changed to making 1,700 a day, and then more people started coming. So it was the opposite though. So when people came, I started robbing them. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
There was a time when someone came in on someone that was working for me. I wasn't there myself. There was a time when that happened. But the way everything's set up, bro. The way everything's set up, they don't have to stuff. Oh my gosh, my phone's ringing again. Sorry.
Yeah, no problem, man. No problem. You're busy, man, bro.
It's all the time, man. It's all the time. 1 second.
No,
the message you say I'm on a pod.
You became the legend, man. We talk between two legends, brother. So yeah, so that's why we understand each other, my G.
That's what I'm saying. Right, hold on. Back now.
But we are two humble legends, bro.
Bro,
Yeah, but we are both legends, man. We understand each other, man.
you're a legend. You're a legend. And I'm not just saying this, bro. Yeah.
Yeah,
When you came onto my podcast,
yeah.
I believed you straight away. I didn't do a background check on you, but I believed you
Yeah.
because I've been in the game and I know that you knew what you was talking about, and you're on a completely different level than what I was on. I was selling on foot, on the road. You was doing international, So I respected you, and there's some things that you spoke about that I was even getting educated on. I thought I knew a lot about, the whole drug game, even though I haven't been in it for a long time. But yeah, you educated.
Yeah, but the street level also, because when I was in London, I've seen those guys, like those guys, from the street selling, in the street, they used to make a big money because we know that the UK is the #1 consumers of Class A drugs and even weed. So I know that street level, it's huge money. But the problem is the big risks because you show yourself every day on the ground, That's the problem.
Yeah.
So what about your relation with cops? Because from your neighborhood or from that town, cops, they see you every day, I guess, They say, this is the guy, and, you don't have the right color, You're a black guy, and they say, voilà quoi, they watch you. What was the relation, not the relation, but did the cops used to stop you often, search you often, and try to do investigation when they start to do investigation on your back, I would say?
Yeah, I used to get stopped all the time. That's just normal, bro. But I've got a funny story. One time, I met a girl. I was young, and this girl was older than me. And when you're younger, I lied about my age. I said I was older.
Yeah.
I wanted to impress her, and then she told me when I was talking to her, she told me, she's not into street guys and stuff like that. And I was like, yeah. I think I told her I buy and sell cars.
Yeah.
I'm legit. I buy and sell cars.
Yeah, the normal line.
Yeah. Just do some trading,
Yeah.
And then one time I took her out, or I was with her at her house, and then we was going somewhere, walking down the street, and then the big bully van pulls up on me. Oh, by the way, as well, I gave her a false name. It was just I was young, different name, different age, and then police pulled up on me. Called out my name.
And she was next to you.
She was next to me.
Oh, man. I know this shit.
Picking out like condoms out of my pocket and stuff.
Oh, man, I know this shit.
I was trying to tell her that I was I was a good guy. I'm a good guy, but I used to do bad things, But yeah, I was telling her I was a good guy and I don't get involved in that stuff and I don't respect that stuff. And yeah, and then obviously that day, the police are calling me by my name and pulling me up and stuff. And yeah,
They embarrassed you. How did she react? She said, "You're a liar. I can't believe it." She made you a drama.
No, she thought it was funny afterwards. I thought that she's not into street guys. She's not gonna. I'm not gonna like it, but yeah, she thought it was funny.
So, brother, making good money, off the streets, having your own corners, developing your business, making some money. But you robbed a few times bookies. But how did you kept, because you robbed the first time the bookie and you see that it was easy, that you kept doing it after, robbing and armed robbery. Did you pass from the knife to guns? How that happened, I would say.
No, the knife was just the first time. I was like, I lost loads of money, so it was just at the time I didn't have access to a gun, so I just used a knife. And of course, there's loads of access to guns, but at the time I lost 10 grand quickly. I wanted to quickly go and look for bookies quickly, so there was no time to go get the thing. So I used a knife, but usually it's a gun or something that looks like a gun. Bro, one time I've done one with You know the petrol can.
Yes, petrol can, yeah.
You know the nozzle.
Yeah, you use the nozzle as a gun. The petrol.
I took my sock off.
Okay. It looks like it looks like the little one, the 635. You know, the little guns. You know, it's like this one. Yeah.
So bro, I sometimes you use a real one, but never have the intention to ever use it. Never have the intention to use it.
Yeah, but sometimes imagine, brother. You know, this is very dangerous sometimes because you go for an operation. I would say. You go for an operation and you don't have a real gun. But if someone pulls a real shit in front of you, that's the really, it's quite risky, man.
No, of course, but in England, I know people in the bookies, none of them have got guns, you know. Only certain people have got access to guns in England, you know. Only
Why?
people.
What is the law? Because I will tell you a story regarding that later. But what is the law regarding guns? Because, you know, it's very restricted compared, for example, to France or to Switzerland. You know, like you can get like some serious sentences just to not even carry, to keep a gun at home, for example. What is the law regarding that?
It's completely illegal, bro. You can't have it at home. You can't have it anywhere, bro. You know, I think it's minimum 5 years, minimum if you get a gun, and it's 1 year for every bullet.
Brother, let's excuse me to interrupt you. You know, I got arrested in London long time ago. And they came and they raided my house, you know, but I was living in Queensway, and I wasn't at home that time, and I left. It was a friend of mine. He was staying at my house, and he calls me in the morning because I was my girlfriend. I say, yeah, Danny, don't come home. They came, they raided. They came with the helicopter. They broke the door, you know, and he told me, and they even put their foot on my face. When he told me that, I was laughing, man. I was really laughing. I said, yeah, it's nothing. It's the job, you know. This is the job, man. You get it. Yeah, don't take it personally. And then it was the Paddington Green police station, and I remember it was on a Friday when they raided my house, and Monday it was bank holiday, and I was scared to go to the police station, you know, to say, yeah, it's me. You didn't find any shit, but it's me, you know, to stay the whole weekend and the bank holiday. So I arrived there on Tuesday, and in the cell I meet a guy. He's from Romania. You know, and this guy say, yeah, why are you here? I say, yes, my bitch, he called the police to get the reward. You see, in the cell in the police station, there is that phone number on the roof. You know, they say if you have any
Crime Stoppers.
Yeah, Crime Stoppers, and then you call and you can snitch. You know, I say my bitch, she snitch. You know, and they find two machine guns in my place. You know, 2 machine guns in my place and a bag full of bullets. And I told him like this: 1 gun, 4 years, 1 bullet, 6 months. At the time, it was like this, 6 months, I think, you know. But you say 1 year now, you know. So it was very funny.
Last I heard it's 1 year, but a lot of the time it's concurrent. So they might give they might give you 7 years, you know.
This is lots. This is a lot of time. Yeah, but at the same time, you are very hot, you guys. You know, when I mean hot, like, you know, boiling blood, guys. You know, because if you have guns in your hands, it's gonna be crime every day. Everybody's gonna kill each other, like gang crime, bro.
I think so, yeah. Because in England, so obviously we're known for knife crime, a lot of knife crime. Certain people have access to guns, so there's a lot of shootings as well. But if it was like a USA where you can just buy it from the shop, so much.
It would be burning everywhere. I know. But you know, they have these things every year. Those politics, they speak about the gun, the knife crimes. But what is the solution about it, brother? You know, there is any solution? How can you change the mind of the youth? I think it's only in the economical way, you know, when they have jobs, you know, when they have stable family, when they have dads at home, that can change them. What do you think, brother?
I totally agree with you, bro. I was just gonna say the same thing that you just said. The only way, because, you know, for a lot of these kids, how do you tell someone not to carry a knife when the other guy is carrying a knife? You know, how do you protect yourself? You know, and a lot of the times, bro, like I've been stabbed a few times, you know, like a lot of people that grew up in London has been stabbed at least once, you know. So a lot of the guys that are on the streets.
Yeah.
So it's like, how can you tell someone not to protect themselves and nobody talks to police? The only way you can do it, like you said, is if the economy was good, if everyone had good jobs, there was family, they had family around them, they had fathers in their life, they was raised in a good way where they don't have to go on the street, they don't have to sell drugs, they can get good jobs, they've got a future, then that's the only way. Because a lot of people, if you had the choice, you would pick a legit life if you had a choice. But some people don't want to have a basic job, you know. They strive for more, so they end up on the street. They end up selling drugs, getting money.
Yeah.
And they, you know. Sorry.
But
Yeah.
no. Go on, bro. I'm sorry, bro.
Yeah, no. So yeah, I think if there was a lot of job opportunity and a lot of education, for example, if people was educated in a way to know, you know, what you can do to make a good amount of money, to educate you on taxes, educate you on, you know, how educate you on money. If people got educated on money, then I think a lot less people will be involved in crime. I feel like people, it's not a black and white thing. I think people are just involved in crime if you're poor. Poverty brings crime, you know.
Yeah. But how do you see it? How do you see it, brother? You know, because from here, you know, I'm honestly, man, you know, I'm very pessimistic, to be honest. You know, well, will it get better or will it get worse? But so far, you know, it's getting worse and worse. You know, in England, in France, also, it's the same. More in the Western countries, you know, this is lack of values. You know, lack of many things that takes those youth and those kids, you know, into that crimes. So how do you feel about that?
It will get worse, 100%, because, you know, now it's being glamorized. You know, you got the people in the music scene. They're making loads of money talking about shootings and stabbings. You know, the kids are listening to that. The young girls like it. The guys want to impress the girls, so they go on the street and they want to be a street guy. You know, and it's obviously it's getting worse. You know, but I feel like if there was things put in place like education, better jobs, then people will then have a future. You know, and also there should be education like what I do on my show, where we talk about the life of crime, so people can watch it and figure out, you know what, this guy couldn't do it. This guy's gone for it all, and you know he doesn't want to do it anymore. He regrets his life, you know. And then I think they can learn like that as well, learning from people that have been through it. So
this is what I was saying about Delinquent Nation, about your podcast. You know, you don't glamorize that life. You know, you give example of it. Some success, some fails, you know, and people, they can make their own opinion, but we are not here to promote the criminal life, the gangster life, you know. We can tell, this is how it is, you know. This life, you know, can really break families, can really break societies, you understand what I mean? So, you know, you need to know where you're going to put your foot into. So this is I know this is what you do as the host of Delinquent Nation, with a very positive, I would say, message out of it.
Yeah.
So yes, brother. And I was thinking, so, you know, I'm not going to talk about me, but we make a parallel, you know. So yes, since I'm young, I used to bring the cops all the time, you know, knocking at my mom's door. You know, my mom's door. She told me that not too long ago. She told me, Danny, since the age of 14, you know, you got crazy. Always cops come and knock at the door. They take you and you sleep at the police station, you know, and all this shit. So so what the mom? So can we talk about mama a little bit? So how did she feel, your mom, about it? You know, how did she feel? She was angry? Did you make her cry? Because I made my mom cry so many times, brother, you know, when I was young, even a few years ago, you know, when I went to prison also. So what was the relation with your mom? Did she support you all the time in front of the justice, in front of the cops? Or how was it exactly, man? Did you make her cry, if I may ask?
So basically, My mum and my dad passed away when I was younger.
Ah, okay.
I was
Let's.
raised by my grandma.
Yeah, we talked about this.
Yeah, so she's old school, older lady. She doesn't play police shit. Do you know what I'm saying? So yeah, she would, when I went to prison, she cried, you know, she used to be upset at, you know, every day the house is, not every day, but a lot of the time, like you said, 14, 15, 16, the house is getting raided, they're kicking open the door. We have to get a new door, you know.
That's fucked up. It happened so many times.
It's fucked up. And as well, I was raised in a Christian house, you know, proper.
Okay.
You know,
Okay, good.
proper good values, you know.
Yeah.
You don't do this type of stuff. You don't do this. The criminal life is something she really wanted me to avoid. But naturally, growing up in Tottenham and growing up poor, we naturally get involved in that. But yeah, I put my grandmother through a lot. But you know, in the same way, coming out of it and turning it around now, as you know, I'm doing a podcast. I've been on television. I'm doing all these types of things. I'm doing good things now, you know, and I guess I'm turning the tables around.
Yeah, because it's never too late, man.
It's never too late. Yeah, and my whole life, bro, I was just counted out because I was the only person in the family that's been to prison. The only person, you know. Now my nephews have gone to prison, but back then, I was the only person. No one else. Like, you know, my brother had gone to university. My sister has gone to, you know, education and stuff like this and work.
Yeah, you are like the black duck of the family. Black sheep, we say, black sheep of the family.
Cheap, yeah.
Yeah, but brother, because me, I'm like this, you know, I have my demons, brother, and we all have our demons. And sometimes you say, I'm going to go and rob, I'm going to go and take it, you know. Sometimes you feel like that because sometimes you check your bank account, you know, and you say, it's empty. And you say, I'm going to do some shit, man, you know, and I'm ready for anything now, man. I'm out, and people calls you, let's do that. I say, at the end of the day, I say, no. I receive a call from my son. And they tell me, I go and take him to the museum to do something. I say, no, fuck this shit, man. No, we suffered enough. You know? Do you have this feeling?
Yeah, man. This is what I'm saying, man. I of course, this is like, I think it's like you just want more in it. You know,
Yeah.
you want more. You want more out of life.
It's a human. It's a human nature.
Human nature, yeah. And people like us, you go and get it. It's there's a saying, you're a go-getter. You know,
Yeah.
you want it, you go and get it by any means, you know.
Yeah.
And when you're young as well, you don't think about the consequences too much. You just think about what you want, but you're not thinking too much. How am I going to affect my grandmother? How am I going to affect my missus? How am I going to affect the people around me?
Do you think it's a selfish way of thinking? You know, do you think that we were selfish when we were young?
It's confusing. Like, so it could be looked at as it could be looked at as selfish, of course, but I don't think it's selfish. I think it's more not developed in the brain. So it's not like if we stood up or sat down and thought for a second, if I do this and go to prison, my grand's gonna be like this. If we thought it through, maybe you might not do it. But for people like me, for myself, I never thought it through. I just did it. You know, I never thought at all.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe it is a bit selfish, but for me, I would. yeah, you could call it selfish because I wasn't really thinking about anything else. I wasn't thinking about the consequences. I just kind of wanted to do this for myself, but.
Because we don't give a shit about the consequences. Yeah, it's true. It's true. So, brother, after all of this, so after at a certain point, getting in the crime life. Just one question before, brother. Were you part of a gang, or you created your own group, or your own family, or your own gang? I would say, because you have this culture in UK.
Yeah, you have the gang culture in UK. I think the gang stuff is more like the people you grew up with. You have a group of friends. Your friends are also committing crime, and then your friend gets into a fight, you have to defend your friend. But when I would, it might, we didn't call it a gang or nothing. Like other people would call it a gang, you know. But we were just friends, but friends with the same mind, you know.
Yeah, yeah. So we talked about this on your podcast. You know, I said we are more family, but now I remember, you know, when we were young, we had like gang sign. You know, the way we checked our hand, we had that kind of gang sign. You know, even in France, we had it. You know, in my neighborhood and my town where I come from in west of Paris. So
yeah, eventually it gets like that because with us, like it was bandanas. Everyone in the area used to wear a certain color, you know, to show where you was from, to show But that happens eventually. But starting off, you're just friends, you know.
yeah.
And then people say, yeah, those Tottenham boys, for example, those Paris boys, or you know. And then now all of a sudden it's a gang, you know. So
Yeah.
eventually it turns like that.
Yeah, it works like that. Exactly. I agree with you. But brother, you know, after all of that, you know, the heavy sentence guy will hit you one day, you know, and how it happened, because you had like a 10-year sentence. It's heavy, man. 10-year sentence is something like, you know, you have to project yourself in the future and you don't even want to think about nothing. You just say, I'm going to have like a heavy sentence. So what took you to have this heavy sentence? I don't know.
So yeah, I was doing armed robberies. I was doing loads of armed robberies.
You got addicted to, sorry, brother, because, you know, I know a lot of armed robber. It's like kind of an addiction. You do it one time, it works. You do it second time, 3 times, it works, till you get fucked by the police.
Every time I did it, it worked. Every time.
Yeah, see?
But, it was very easy. At the same time, I'm gambling as well. So
Okay, you're stealing it.
yeah, so when I'm gambling, I'm like, so drugs is getting sold in the countryside. Drugs are getting sold in the countryside. I'm gambling and I'm robbing at the same time. Sometimes robbing drug dealers, sometimes robbing shops, betting shops, whatever. Eventually, we got something called the flying squad over here in England, and they arrested me. I was in the car just chilling, not robbing anyone, but they came and I was with my co-defendant. We've done them before, but we was being watched.
Okay.
And yeah, they dragged us out the car, found a gun in the car. Yeah, and then it was like they did us for all of these robberies, but only 4 of them stuck. And there was shit ones, you know. So it wasn't as bad as it. Even though 10 years is a long sentence, it wasn't as bad as it could have been because there was so many others that they was trying to get us on, you know.
And did you ever heard someone shot, or, you know, someone that tried to play the hero? Because sometimes you have heroes, you know. No, you know those guys, or you just give him like a.
No, there was one hero. It was one hero, you know. Bro, I went there. I went to do one, and then it was the same type of thing. I went over the shelf, going in the safe.
Yeah.
And then a hero threw a bin on me, you know, like a bin. Over my head. And then, but this time I had a shotgun.
Okay.
So I just aimed it at him. He ran outside, and then he held the door shut. You know, he was holding the door shut, so I can't get out. But then again, I just aimed it at him again, and then he ran off, and then I went out. You know, yeah. So that was the only hero I had. A lot of the other times I was doing it, because I don't go in there like screaming, give me the money. I'm very quiet, you know. I walk in to the front desk, put the gun down on the shelf or whatever, put the bag there and tell them to fill up the bag. The only if there's no screen, then I'll climb over myself and go and get it myself. So sometimes, a lot of the times, people didn't even know that I was robbing the bookies. They carried on gambling.
Yeah. The smartest way.
Yeah, they didn't know what was happening. I did it, and then I was out 30 seconds, you know.
Yeah.
So,
and you know, bro, yeah, because, you know, it was like easy, you know, and it's easy. You just do it every day, because it's really easy money to do. But brother, when you say you've been watched, how did they get to you, those cops? You know, did they find your DNA somewhere? Because, you know, there's DNA, and it's a bitch, this DNA shit, man. Did they have like?
bro.
Yeah.
I was very careful. Yeah, no DNA, no
Yeah.
base, no phone evidence, nothing. It's just circumstantial evidence. So one day, this is how they kind of got me. One day, and they can only do only a few they got me on. But one day, I was using like somebody like an old car,
Yeah.
you know, and then on the day that they was watching me, I was in that same car, you know, and then the judge the way the prosecutor put it was, it's a coincidence that he was arrested in this car. It was a coincidence that I was arrested in this car, and the car was seen driving away from a robbery, you know, so, you know. So they was just saying, do you believe it's a coincidence? And then they did like, what else was there? There was a few other coincidences that they tried to put together. They call it infringement. I think that's the word.
Yeah, but brother, in the Anglo, yeah. But how come? Because you know, normally in those English speaking countries like America, like England, you need like hard evidence, you know, like real evidence, not that type of coincidences, because a coincidence can happen, you know. So
that's what I thought. That's what I thought.
yeah.
That's why trial, you know. I said not guilty. I'm going to trial because they had no evidence.
Okay.
No phone evidence, no DNA evidence, and you can never see my face ever. Never see my face. In fact, one of the cashiers said it was a dark-skinned black man that robbed me, and I'm
light skin.
you know?
Yeah.
Light skinned, yeah. And so I thought, this is easy. I'm going to beat the case, you know. One other thing, so one of the guns they had found, this was like a replica gun.
Okay.
They tried to say it was the same as the one in the CCTV. It wasn't the same because, you know, like it's different. It's always different things that are being used, you know. So they tried to say it was the same one. It wasn't the same one, but the jury believed it. So there was a few things they was trying to say, it's a coincidence, and it's called a circumstantial case, where they use circumstantial evidence, which is like the circumstances of me being in this car, the same car that was used here. There's been a gun in the car. There was gloves in the car. You know, latex gloves.
It happened, you know, I was with one of my friends, but I didn't even know. It was one of my friends, and we were in west of Paris, and I didn't even know we were staying like in a very dodgy car. Cops stop us. They open the trunk, you know, and they find a replica gun with gloves and a big jacket. And I said, what the fuck are you doing with that? I swear, brother, they took our identity and they let us go. I was young, man. I didn't even know what the fuck are you doing with that, man, this guy. Friend of my Egyptian guy, you know. No, anyway. But brother, regarding, so circumstances evidence, but what about your lawyer? You think he did a good job or no?
No, he did a good job. Like, he did very well. We had so much evidence to support us. So, you know, my co-defendant, because what you see, one of the cases that they did on me, it wasn't even me. I didn't do it.
Yeah, they put everything on you and they don't care, and then they put everything and then they see what's going on.
So we had an expert in the trial that said it's impossible for it to be me, and my co-D is 6'4".
Yeah.
My co-defendant, and he's like that, and I'm like, you know, 5'10", 5'11", you know, so there was like, it's impossible for it to be me and him. We had good evidence, but bro, they still found us guilty. To be honest with you, bro, I'd done so many, just getting found guilty on these few that I just kind of took it on the chin, you know. It was like,
yeah. So you were happy with it? It could have been worse than that in terms of sentence, I would say. So you were happy with your lawyer, because sometimes, you know, lawyers, of course, they're good ones. But for example, for myself, you know, I knew that I was fucked. Yeah, you know. And sometimes when you are fucked, there's no, you know, the lawyer can't do any shit, man. He just here, you pay him for nothing almost, man. You know what? So you were quite happy with your solicitor.
Yeah. I can't complain, to be honest with you. I know a lot of people complain, but he did his thing. It was just the trial was almost 4 weeks. The trial.
Okay. It's a long. Yeah. 1 month almost. Yeah. It's a long trial.
So it was a long trial, bro, and people just wanted to go home. Jury was tired, you know.
I know.
Yeah. So
I get you.
Yeah, that's just how it went, bro, man.
And you didn't have enough, you know, they take you out of jail to bring you to the court every day, man. That's a nightmare. I know about it.
You know how it goes, bro.
Of course it happened. Yeah, I know.
3.5 weeks, bro. 3.5 weeks
Yeah.
every single day.
I
You know, and you know, you get up 6 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah.
You're not allowed to shower. You get up 6 o'clock in the morning. They because we was in the Belmarsh.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
So yeah, got up early in the morning. Gotta go change into court clothes. They allow you to shower when you get back.
And you've been in sorry, brother. Go on. Sorry.
No, it's just the court procedure, man. I was just gonna say,
Yeah.
go there and come back, man.
Yeah, but you've been in Belmarsh. I don't know much about prison. I've been to Scrubs myself, you know, once, not too long. But I heard that Belmarsh, they send all the motherfuckers from the entire UK. All the hardcore criminals, all the cannibals, the rapists.
It's because you see from the Old Bailey.
Yeah.
Old Bailey is the highest court in England.
I know. In France, we call it Cour d'Assises. In France, the comparison with France is Cour d'Assises. It's the Old Bailey there in England, yeah.
It's the central court, yeah?
Yeah.
And from the Old Bailey, automatically you go to Belmarsh, you know?
Okay.
So all the serious cases, all the murders, all the high-profile cases, everyone went to the Belmarsh. Serious prison, man.
So as a young lad, 24, 25 years old, finding yourself in a really tough prison, okay? Did you have already some friends from your neighborhood or, you know, some friends that not waiting for you, but there that you know?
Yeah, so
how did you feel? How did you feel when you arrived in this shithole, I would say?
Bro, it was stressful, man. It was, before I start here, number one, I'm down to 7%. Like, I think because it's Skype, it's taking battery quite quickly.
Okay.
But also, in England, it gets dark very quickly. So,
okay.
What do you think? Should we?
I think. Well, did you open the light or? I think it's all right. So far, c'est bon, pas?
Ils sont que des vieux, ouais.
Yeah, it's okay, man. No worries.
It's okay. Let me put the charger in. Hopefully.
Yeah, please, man. Because you know we are ready to talk for hours, mate.
This is it.
Yeah. It goes really fast, man. You know, it's my first podcast. So welcome, guys. All the guys, you know, that listening to the podcast, welcome. This is my first podcast, DHK Show, with SP, the host, the creator of the podcast called Delinquent Nation. You know, very good lad, a brother, a friend, La Familia.
La Familia.
Yeah, exactly, brother.
I'm just trying to hold this in.
Yeah.
Techie. 1 second, brother.
No problem. Take your time, my G.
Let me see if I can hold this in. Wow.
Yeah, that's better. That's much better.
Very good.
Sorry. Technical difficulties, guys.
Yeah, it happens, guys. Technical, but it's good. This is live.
Yeah, is that good, yeah?
Yeah, it's fantastic, mate. So yes, arriving in Belmarsh, young lad, of course, you know, with a criminal past, so quite tough guy also, you know. You tell me you have some people that you know, like this, you're not alone.
So when I went there was two of my friends that I knew they was both in for a murder case. They already had got a life sentence, and they was already quite established there. I was with my co-defendant, so we was together, and then you know, they say prison's a small world, man. So I knew quite a few people. Also, I had what we call a pattern in London. You know, I had a pattern where we can get phones and stuff like this and contraband. So straight away, I was alright. I was living good over there, and people respect it because you're bringing, you know, you're getting their weed. Everyone can smoke weed. Everyone can phones and stuff like that.
Yeah. You were running the area. You were running the block in some ways, you know.
I wouldn't say I was running it. I would say
In some ways.
Yeah, I was you know, I was doing very well in there, you know.
Well.
I didn't have no problems, or issues or nothing like that. I did have a couple fights with some guys over disagreements, but that's natural in prison, man.
Yeah, it happens sometimes. So, brother, you had a 10-year sentence. It's heavy, but at the same time, there's a hope, because, you know, you say to yourself, you're gonna maybe make half of the sentence if you have a good behavior. So you arrived there with 10 years, but were you very positive about getting out after 5 years, for example?
Yeah, so, bro, to be honest, my cellmate...
How was your state of mind? Sorry to tell you this.
Yeah. So my cellmate got 25 years, bro.
Whoa.
So life sentence. So you do the whole 25 years. So when I got 10 years, bro, at first I was like, fucking hell, it's the biggest sentence I've ever got. But my cellmate, my good friend, he just got 25 years. So for 10 years was nothing, you know. It was nothing because, of course, it's something, but at the same time, compared to everyone else, I was in Belmarsh, everyone's getting big sentences. So compared to everyone else, it was no problem, man.
You cannot complain. You cannot complain, you know, next to a cellmate that has got getting life, you know, this is nothing. So no, I agree with you. So yes, you did your time. Then how, because, you know, you did those documentaries about the prison life. I've seen a few of them, you know, like those clips, those videos, very interesting. And also the question, how do you bring people to talk about themselves? It's really, really interesting. I think it's because of your personality. You're a person, very calm person, you know, and you look also reliable, trustworthy. I tell you, because this is how I feel, and how I feel with you, brother. So how you have your phone. How did you say to yourself, okay, I'm going to start to make some clips and some videos like that? How did it come to your mind?
So yeah, it was the end of my sentence. I had only 1 year left, and I was watching prison documentaries and all of this shit, you know, on television. I was watching it and I was like, this is not how it really is in prison, you know. So yeah, one time I thought about interviewing them myself. And like you said, bro, I get along with people. I can have a good conversation with people. That's natural, you know, but I didn't know it can be used to be a good interviewer, you know. So I didn't know I was a good interviewer, but people was opening up, talking about their time in prison. And also, I think people just wanted to get their story out, you know, talk about their time in prison. And yeah, bro, I started recording it, started putting it on my YouTube, getting loads of followers. The officers didn't like it. They kept telling me, can you just can you stop uploading to YouTube?
Okay. Sorry, brother, just to interrupt you one time. So because you were doing like YouTube videos about the life in prison, so the guards, the wardens knew about it.
They used to watch it, man. Watch it.
They were fans.
One of them used to say to me, when's the next episode coming out? When's the next episode? You know, well, you know what I think. But you know, the governor, the top ones, yeah, they would call me down to the block, and they would say, "We know it's you." Even though I never used to show my face that much, but they would say, "We know it's you." But every time they search me, they can never get a phone. So the law, you see, the way the law works is like, you can't prove it's me. You never got the phone, so they couldn't put me in the block, for example. So, and these times it was coronavirus as well, COVID. It was a lockdown.
2020.
Yeah, 2020.
That's the one.
Yeah, no, it was 2020. This is
2020, yeah, 2020.
yeah, 2020, yeah. And yeah, so there was me to stop uploading, but I had a year left. I'd done a long time. I didn't care to stop uploading. I just carried on. And then I was just doing it just to show the outside what it's really like in prison. I didn't think it was going to go anywhere, you know. When I got out of prison, I still had a following. People was telling me to do podcasts. I didn't know what a podcast was. I started looking into it, and then voila, yeah, just started.
And voila. Yeah, but brother, and fantastic podcast. And brother, you know, people from outside, they don't really understand what's going on inside, to be honest. And you give them a good point of view of what's going on inside, you know, because people from outside, they say they have to pay for the crime they've did. They need to have nothing. They need to eat shit. They need to not smoke. They need to suffer in some ways. You know, the public. You know, they think like that. But you show them in real life is not that easy, you know, because if you want people to suffer in prison, when they're going to get out, you think that they will be worse than how they were before?
Yeah.
And it's not yeah.
People, when people say that, they don't have any sense when they're saying that. They don't really have much knowledge on it. But if you take someone and put him into, because if you look at Norway, for example, bro, they have the least reoffending in Europe because they rehabilitate their prisoners, you know, and they treat them with respect. But if you put someone in prison, give them nothing, and just punish them, they're going to come out as worse people. They're going to be more angry. They're going to commit crime again. And it's going to be a cycle. The only way to make it, to get people in a better head shape is to rehabilitate, bro. You know, and that's the UK focusing on rehabilitation rather than punishment.
Yeah, but they've been working on rehabilitation for a very, very long time. Huh? They didn't find a solution, I have to say, no? Don't you think? Because there is always, you know, the people come back again to prison. So there is something wrong somewhere in terms of decisions, political.
Yeah, but the rehabilitation is just stupid little courses, you know, that you can do it in primary school, you know. It's stupid courses, you know. That's what they call rehabilitation, but I think rehabilitation needs to be more. It needs to be more education, more intense, and more, you know, more help with people individually. Get to understand them and get them to understand themselves, and understand that this crime doesn't work anymore. You know.
Yeah, but maybe they have not enough funds, you know, to found actually those programs of rehabilitation. That's the problem. Even France, you know, they talk about rehabilitation, but it doesn't work. There is a problem somewhere in the northern countries, like as you say, in Finland or Norway. You know, it works. In Denmark, it works also. But why it doesn't work in our countries? There's some problem somewhere. It's the problem like political decisions. It is, but they have the funds actually. They do a lot of stuff in the prison, culturally, sociologically. So you have really an idea that where it comes from, or why people can keep coming back to prison all the time?
Yeah, bro. I just think there isn't much rehabilitation, man. I know they say it, and you know they do. There are some courses, they are, but it's like in prison. It's like you're a cleaner. You work in the workshops to make money for the prison, you know.
Yeah, that's true.
There's not much stuff like, for example, Norway and these places. They do a lot more, you know. And the staff in the UK, the staff is trained 9 weeks, bro. It's training, I think, 9 weeks, so just under 2 months training, and then you can be an officer. In other places, you have to know how to deal with human beings. You have to know how to help them, you know. And I think it's to do with you just need the right people working in prisons. In here, you've got someone just left college, 18 years old, and they're locking up someone who's 35 years old doing a life sentence. You know,
I agree.
Do you know what I'm saying?
I agree completely. Yeah. And you know why? We talked about that on your podcast also. You know, there is a lack of training to the staff. And and in France, they bring them from the West Indies. They don't even speak French properly. They speak patois, you know, and so there's a problem of communication. And sometimes, you know, it can turn crazy. It can turn like very aggressive, and it can turn very dangerous to the guards. But the guards also they are motherfuckers, because we have a lot of story that guards been beating up some inmates, and they killed also inmates. I don't know if it happened often there in the UK that guards killed inmates.
Yes, it does. This even happened. My friend, he's in HMP Pentonville now, yeah, and he told me the other day that they had beat this guy up so badly, and he died. And they're saying, so in prison, it's hard to prosecute the guards, very hard, you know, because they all stick up for each other. It's us versus them. This is how it works in UK prisons and that. But I've been in prison in some stories where somebody's feeling suicidal, and the guard says, "Go and hang yourself," then, and then they hang themselves, and then we complain about this. We put in the complaints like, "Oh, this guard was he didn't help the guy when he was saying he's suicidal." You know, they're a part of the problem, but it's because they're not trained. They're not good with dealing with other human beings.
Yeah.
They don't know how to...
Pedagogic. It's not pedagogic. How do you say pedagogue? Yeah, I don't have the... Sorry, man. You know, there's some words I say it in French, but I cannot even translate it. People, they don't have these things, you know, the relation with the people, you know, like sociologiquement. Yeah, empathy. They don't have this empathy. Yeah. They don't have this empathy. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, brother. So yes, but I wanted to think, you know, I say, yeah, should I talk to SP about the violence in prison, because a lot of people like to listen about violence and what's going on inside. It's a really dangerous place, isn't it?
Very, very dangerous, you know.
Yeah, and 100% dangerous, and you have to be quite tough, you know, in some ways, or be respected. Don't mix up with the wrong people. So, have you seen yourself not involved into violence? Have you seen yourself involved into violence? For example, sorry, I'm gonna say it. You sold some weed to someone and he didn't want to pay you. It's not he didn't pay you. He didn't want to pay you. What's gonna happen? And you have to tell me that story of that Somali guy, the lifer, that he was tapping the guy on the neck. And the blood was... Yeah, man. Crazy story, man.
Oh, man. Yeah, that was horrible, man.
So for 30 quid or 20 quid, or I don't know for how much.
It was £50, bro. £50, yeah.
Oh, man.
He wasn't paying, so some guy, Somalian guy, they went in the cell, put him on the phone, like call your family or call your friends, tell them to pay the £50, because it's been like a month now he hasn't paid, but he's still trying to buy off other people, you know.
Okay.
I'm not justifying it, but I'm just letting you know the whole story. And this was horrible, man.
Yeah. It's horrible. Go on, brother. They need to know.
Yeah. He boiled the kettle, was dipping his hand in the kettle, and then he was, you know, we call it spikes here. But
it's a little shank. Connected
to a handle.
Yeah.
And he was just one in his neck, and then there was like no splitting out, blood splitting out. Again in the other side, blood splitting out.
Horror movie, man.
Horrible, blood everywhere. And then he's still telling him, call your people, call them, you know, but he's not stabbing them in the lethal parts, he's just stabbing them, you know.
Okay.
I don't know, man, but, you know, it was so bad.
He's a surgeon, that Somali guy, huh? He knows what to say.
Because he also did another one.
Yeah.
He was a surgeon because he did another one in Juma on a Friday.
Yeah, Juma.
Everyone was in the line.
Right.
Going out, you know, everyone's queuing to come out, and then the guy, two people in front of him, he had a razor blade, you know, like a razor blade in a toothbrush. He just went in front, chopped him, went back in the line. The guy turned around like, who cut me? His face is opened up, and he didn't even know. No one knew who did it.
Yeah.
You know, no one knew who did it. He's like a ninja, this guy.
Yeah, that's why you cannot fuck up with those lifers, you know, because they have nothing to lose, man. You know what? They're ready to
exactly.
give a Yeah, violence is a everyday life, I have to say. There's not much to say about violence because we can give example every day, like hundreds of examples, you know. I think it's
So
not
many,
that something that's very interesting anymore about talking about that, my brother. So yes, you've been doing your thing, you've been doing your documentary, you got contacted by Channel 4, you told me. And did they give you like an order? They told you, okay, SP would like you to do this, this and that?
So because I was doing all these videos, I came out, and then a few different companies reached out to me, but I liked the people at Channel 4. We did a series at first, 3-part series. It's on YouTube, Channel 4's YouTube, and then after we did something for television, which was Untold. It's the most successful Untold they've done up to.
I watched it.
Yeah. So yeah, bro. They reached out to me. They was like, "Do I want to make a documentary on it?" I was like, "Of course," you know. And now I'm getting more into making documentaries on real life, showing the real side of things, rather than, you know, what the media shows you. I'll show you the reality of what actually happens, you know. And yeah, I've been doing that for work recently, bro.
So yeah, go on, brother.
Sorry. My phone's, even though the charger's in there, it's still going down. I think it's because I'm on Skype. I think
It's probably yeah. It's
resume here.
Yeah.
Can we resume in like an hour or something?
Yeah, we can. Yeah, no, listen, brother. I think we said a lot of things, but now it's more about you. Now you work for the TV. Are you employed for the TV, or you are kind of freelance?
I'm freelance, but I get a lot of work. So, and the way it works in the TV world is like a lot of people are freelance. But say, for example, like the other day, I said to you, Danny, let's do a cooking show.
Yeah.
You know, we'll think of an idea, pitch it to the people, Channel 4, Channel 5, BBC. We pitch it to them and say, I've got a good idea, let's do this. And because I've got the right connections, they'll either say yes or they'll say no. But so far, I've had quite a few things get green lighted, you know.
Yeah, but that's cool, man. That's cool. So you're getting to it, and you're working hard. That's really nice.
It's about your network as well. It's about your network, the people you know.
But what is very interesting, brother, is the same as me. We built our network inside the cell. You made it happen from a cell, man. You know, this is what is great about people like you, brother. You know, because you made it happen from the bottom of your cell. You know, and now you're out. You change your life in some way. You have a nice studio in a nice place with the people that works with you. You know, people from the TV. You know that filmmaker that you introduced me to. I forgot his name, brother. To be honest,
Zach.
Yeah, Zach. Yeah, no, Zach is the journalist. You know,
yeah, sir.
you even gave me some job to work with a journalist from the Daily Mirror. No, Daily Mirror.
Daily Express.
The Daily Express. You know, the Daily Express. And the other guy where we shot the pilots. You remember we did the pilot cooking show?
Yeah.
I forgot his name. Yeah, Martin. Very nice lad. So, voila, brother. So, yeah, this is it. So you made it happen. And, you know, I always talk about you like very positively. You're a very kind person. You have a good spirit. And you made it happen, and you change your life in some ways. You have those values that your grandmother, you know, taught you, which is great, and we can feel it. You're a family man now. And do you have anything to say, brother? You have other things to say?
I think, you know, this has been a very good interview, man. It's been an hour, 15 minutes. It feels like it's been 20 minutes, man.
Yeah, it's true. It's
been a really good interview. I just mirroring what you're saying. You know, you're a good brother. I've taken you.
You inspired me, bro. You inspired me big time,
bro. Vice versa, you know, is inspire each other. And even I tell you this, your first interview, you're gonna do very well, bro. You're very good interview on. You know, you're good at getting people to talk. You're good at having conversations.
Thank you.
So yeah, I appreciate you bringing me here or coming on Skype with me and
But you know, brother, we do that first, you know, and then when I will start to shoot in video for YouTube, I have another project also, and we do it together. Okay,
yeah,
my G?
of course.
And I'm very honored, brother. Thank you very much. You know, you gave me that platform last time. It was really nice. We had a laugh. You know? We had a laugh. It was really cool. So.